You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land, all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. It was lovely yesterday too, y'all. Same temperature today, 74 degrees right now, going up to a high of 84 today, 2% chance of rain, which is a really tiny percentage. It was gorgeous yesterday. The wind was blowing. It felt like fall was coming because yesterday was September the 1st and today is September the 2nd. That's because fall is coming, and it felt really nice. You know, I recently moved to my new place, and we put like a chair, because now we have a front porch where you can actually sit. It's a tiny porch, but you can actually sit on the porch. And so we put a chair out there. My uncle came, he was sitting on the porch, like, this is really nice, because normally he sits in the garage, but our garage is so messy. Our garage is so messy. I think the neighbors have already prejudged us, and I say that because we have a neighbor, because we had a lot of stuff. Remember, we lived in our other house for 8 years. Not only did we live there for 8 years, it was a really big house with 7 bedrooms. We don't need that many rooms anymore. It's just the 3 of us. So my family just started to move in their separate directions. It's just 3 of us. We don't need 7 bedrooms. I'm talking about seven bedrooms, living room, dining room, and I had an office. 3 full bathrooms. It was a big house. For 3 people, we don't need it. And so but our garage right now is smaller than the garage we had before because the house is smaller. So we had even though we got rid of a lot of stuff, we still have a lot of stuff. And I think we still need to go through some of that stuff because I think we were just moving. We got tired towards the end, and we were just like, yeah, just put it on the truck. So I think our neighbors have already prejudged us because our garage is so junky. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Glad to be with you this morning. Today is Thursday, Spotlight Thursday. So, I'm going to give you some horoscopes, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to bring on a great guest. I love talking to people. I love doing this show. Let me tell y'all something real quick. This is funny. So, I love doing this show. I get up every morning. I'm excited to do it. I do it 4 days a week. I love doing it. And I always have amazing opportunities dropping my lap. And so, And here's the thing, I have the skill sets to pretty much launch all of the ones that drop in my lap, and I could if I wanted to. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I should get it because I see the money attached to it, and I have to stop myself. And I say, listen, you're devoted to Good Morning Gwinnett. Even with other podcasts, there are so many times that other podcasts I want to launch them, and I'll tell you guys, I'm going to launch this podcast because that's my intention, right? My intention is to launch the podcast. And when I tell y'all that, I'm like, I'm gonna launch it, and then I have to go back and say, okay, Audrey, if you launch this, and if you do that, you're gonna take the focus off what you say you love, which is Good Morning Gwinnett. Here's why I struggle, y'all. This is why I struggle. I struggle because even though I'm making money because of Gwinnett, Good Morning Gwinnett, I'm not making enough revenue from Good Morning Gwinnett. And so I have to figure out how to make enough money from Good Morning Gwinnett so my attention is not pulled in other directions because I have a revenue goal that I want to hit, and I'm not hitting it with Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm just being transparent because I think that, and I'm in a lot of mastermind groups, I go to a lot of networking, and in those groups, we're really transparent. I can't share the things that we share in the group because in a mastermind, you keep it amongst the group. But I'm being transparent with you guys because I want you to know how much I really love doing this show and how much I really love coming to you. But I got to tell you that I struggle sometimes because it does not bring me in the revenue to meet the goals that I've set for myself and my company. And so I struggle with that when I get these really great ideas and these really great opportunities to do joint ventures and collaborations. And I have to remind myself, you said, Audrey, that you were going to be committed to Good Morning Gwinnett. Because I said that. And I cannot let the fact that my revenue goals are not being hit just yet take me off out of where I'm supposed to be. And so I just want to say, and there was a point to that story. It was a point. I hope you got something out of it because I lost the point. But I love doing this show, and I look forward to continuously doing the show. I look forward to making the show better. Right now you can listen to this show on the mobile app. If you got an Android phone or Apple phone, you can download the app from the App Store, because this is me expanding and growing the show. And I know it's coming, and I have to be patient. Maybe that was a message. I have to be patient. You may have to be patient too with whatever you're doing. I got an Alexa skill for the show, right? I have an Alexa skill. I have mobile apps. I have Amazon Fire TV channel. I'm about to launch the Roku channel for the show. It's expanding. It's on all the major platforms on the podcasting side. Now on the TV side, I'm about to launch the Roku. It's on the Noise Media Network, which is on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV, and its mobile app. So the show is pretty much everywhere, like everywhere. It's not bringing me in the revenue just yet. And so there was seriously a point to the story. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe it's patience. So I have to be patient, and I have to let myself not get distracted by not having right now what I want. That should have been my message towards the end. Anyway, today is Thursday, September the 2nd. I had a point to that story. Maybe it'll come back before I end the show. It's also Spotlight Thursday. I have a guest coming on, so maybe there could be some kind of joint venture going on there. I'm always hopeful. Anyway, today is also National Blueberry Popsicle Day. I don't think blueberry. Okay, yeah. I'm about to say I don't think I've seen a blueberry popsicle, but I'm thinking about the actual blueberry itself. It's National Blueberry Popsicle Day. It's also National VJ Day. Yep, VJ Day. And it's also it's a national month. What was it? National Insurance Month. So if you need life insurance, because we all should have life insurance, it is National Insurance Month. I would tell you to find a local agent and get yourself some life insurance to protect you and your family in case of a certain emergency, anything that may happen fatally. You want to make sure that you're covered. You want to make sure that your family is okay should you have to depart us early. You just never know with these things, so make sure you got proper life insurance, okay? All right, let's get on with the show. Today is my Friday. Today is actually Thursday, but it's my Friday. And so after I talk to my amazing guests, I got a couple of meetings at the county, and then there I will be on break. Not really, because I still got some unpacking to do. I told y'all the only room in my house is completely okay. I just got one more thing to do in my office, is put the rest of my books on the other shelf, which that actually was in my bedroom, but I decided to put it in the office. And those were the books that I have bought and have not read yet. So they were in my bedroom to remind me to read them. And I may put the bookshelf back in there. And I had a whole bookshelf of books that I have not read yet. I just finished one. I know, right? It's terrible. Anyway, let's get on with the show. We're going to do our horoscopes, brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. For today, September the 2nd, we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Concentrate on home improvement. Small details will make a difference. If you can, try to work out of your home today. Your stability will aid you in getting support from your fellow workers. Yes, listen, concentrate on home improvements. That's what I'll be doing this weekend. Like after I come from the Social Proof gathering tomorrow, Social Proof Social, I will be Saturday and Sunday, I'll be fixing my house. So I don't know about you, Aries. My husband is an Aries. Aries, let me say that again. Aries, concentrate on home improvements. Yeah, my husband's an Aries. Well, that was our plan anyway. Our plan was to finish, and it's not a lot. Like I did a lot yesterday. I didn't do a lot of work yesterday. I did a lot of housework yesterday. He's like, "Oh, you got a lot done." I was like, "Yeah, I did," but my freaking leg is killing me now. Some kind of way I injured it. I think with me moving all the boxes and carrying stuff, it activated my sciatica, which messes with my leg. And normally it's my right leg, but now it's my left leg, which hurts very much. So I'm like constantly popping pain pills to get past the pain. Anyway, Taurus, a need to be in love may fool you. Oh my God, when you need to be in love. Don't need to be in love, just be in love. Opposition is present and you should be prepared to counteract it as best you can. Romance will be yours if you get out and do things in large groups. Listen, you got a need to be in love. Don't let it fool you. Just get out and hang out with some of your friends and romance could be yours. Don't need to be in love, Taurus. Let love find you. Ooh, that's nice. I should have said that at the end of the show. Let love find you. Yes. Gemini, you should be in business for yourself. Your self-esteem will come back if you take part in organizational functions. that allow you to be in the limelight. Be sure to think twice before you say something that might hurt your partner's feeling. Listen, be very careful what you say today, Gemini, because once it's out your mouth, you can't take it back. I'm just trying to help you out. Once you say it out your mouth, it's a done deal. You can't take it back. So be careful what you say that may hurt your partner's feelings. Because let me tell you this, people may forgive, but they never forget. I'm going to say that again. People may forgive, but they really never forget. Cancer, read between the lines, Cancer, when signing contracts. Travel will promote new romantic encounters. You should put a little extra effort into your work. Listen, read between the lines. And here's the thing. If you don't understand what's between the lines, hire a professional. That's me talking. I say that all the time. Hire a professional. If you read between the lines, Cancer, and you still don't understand what it says, hire a professional. It's going to help you in the long run. Save you a lot of money, a lot of headache, and a lot of loss. Leo, your ability to charm others will put you in the limelight at social functions. Your interest in religion and philosophy may lead you to specific destinations. You will have to get up and go to contribute a great deal to groups of interest. Okay, you got a really fun horoscope today, Leo. Your ability, you're gonna charm some people. You're gonna be in the limelight. You're gonna take your travel. It's gonna take your interest in religion and philosophy. It's gonna take you to new destinations. Oh, you got that get up and go. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. When I think about that sounds like a lot of fun. Let me tell you something. I love religion and philosophy. I love learning about religion and philosophy. I love learning about cultures, history. I love the History Channel is one of my favorite channels. Hallmark Channel, the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, HGTV, and the Learning Channel. My favorite channel. Those are the channels I watch. And then when The Good Doctor come on, I watch CBS so I can watch The Good Doctor. I used to watch Scandal. Scandal is gone. I do watch The Good Doctor though. Virgo, make creative changes to your living quarters. Family responsibilities are escalating. Interaction with colleagues will only be upsetting. Listen, don't even let your colleagues piss you off today. Think about home, because you don't want your family responsibilities to be escalating. Interaction with colleagues is going to be upsetting. Listen, they upset you today, Virgo. You found your quiet place. Virgo, find your quiet place. Go there and zen out. Even if you have to go in the bathroom, if you're at work and you got to go in the bathroom to zen out, do that thing, okay? All right. I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after this song. Y'all know what it is. I have to go to my song. I'll be right back after this song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Just give me your all. So let's fly.
back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you the Daily Horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thies. I'm going to pick it up with Libra. Debates will stifle passion and result in estrangement. You need to do more research before you make your final decision. This is a great day for a family outing or just a drive. Listen, you need to do some research. Do your homework, Libra, before you make any decisions. Listen, do your due diligence. Because here's what happens. When you have do things and you meet up with that person or that business and you have not done your homework, it can be detrimental to you in the long run. So do your research, do your homework. Here's the other thing. If you don't have time, hire somebody to do. Do you know that there are people out there who will research anything you want them to do? Yeah, just pay them some money. They'll research it for you and bring you back loads of data. There are data collectors out there. You don't even have to do it yourself these days. I'm trying to help you out now. Scorpio, you must not lead someone on or show interest in them for the wrong reason. Don't do that. Don't make those you live with feel unloved or unworthy. Don't do that either. You have done all you can to sort things out on a personal level. Sometimes that's all you can do. Let me tell you something. Sometimes if you think you've done all you can, then you've done all you can. Now, here's one thing. If you haven't done anything and you're just being stubborn, then you haven't done anything. Don't front. But if you think you've done all you can on a personal level that you can do, then that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Don't make your loved ones feel unloved, unworthy, though. People hate to be feel like they're taken for granted and that nobody cares about them, so don't do that. Sagittarius, regardless of your first reaction, the outcome will be favorable. Yes, not the best day for business trips. Ooh, realize that you don't have to do everything yourself. That kind of stung. Then the Sagittarius, realize that you don't have to do everything yourself. Let me tell you something. It's so funny because I know I need to have more people helping me because I will get a lot more done. And when I tell you I have not gotten a lot of people just yet, I am working on it. I'm working on some rebranding. I'm working on a lot of stuff. Rebranding Good Morning Gwinnett, with a new logo and all that good stuff. And I have Georgette who books all the guests for me, which I appreciate so much. But I still need more help. And so I need to bring on one person that's responsible for just the administrative things that I can't get to. I try to do everything. And that's a bad thing because you can't grow like that. So I'm with you, Sagittarius. That is meant for me as well. You don't have to do everything yourself. There are people out there who can do things. Let me tell you something. I could probably take my buffet money, seriously, and pay for two. Like I like fried crabs and fried lobsters. I could probably take that money and pay for 2 hours of work for somebody. I'm sure I could. I'm absolutely sure I could. But, I have to give up that, right? So I have to figure out a way to do that. And I'm working on it. So you should too, Sagittarius. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Capricorn, don't make any rash decisions that may affect friendships. Avoid extravagance or risky financial schemes. You should check out prestigious clubs or groups that have a cause you believe in. Okay, listen here. Go on with your bad self. Check out some prestigious clubs and groups that have a cause you believe in. Don't do it just because they're prestigious, right? Don't do it just because you want to be in the know. Do it because they have a cause, Capricorn, that you believe in. That's the reason you do it. Because there are a bunch of beautiful clubs around here in Gwinnett County in Georgia. Like country clubs, social clubs. I haven't joined one. Not yet, because I haven't found one that really have a cause that I believe in. Like if I found one that had a cause that I believed in, I probably would join. I haven't found one. They're all social, really, and that's okay. It's just I don't play golf, No, I don't. I've never been on a golf course, not really, except for to an event where I was looking out over the golf course. So I haven't found one yet. If I found if they had a country club with a mastermind group in it, and that's where we met up at, oh yeah, I would definitely. Oh, that's a good idea. Hold that thought for a second, girl. Hold that thought. Hold on. Anyway, Aquarius, try to get away with your mate. Do your own thing. You may come down with minor infections if you have allowed yourself to get run down. Take care of yourself, Aquarius. We have to all take care of ourselves. Trust me. I ate something, which I normally don't eat before the show, but I was hungry because I didn't eat really last night because I was tired and I didn't know what I wanted to eat, so I really didn't eat nothing for real. So I was hungry this morning, so I ate watermelon first, which was great. I should have just left it at that, but then I ate a sandwich. Not so great. So as I speak to you guys right now, I feel horrible. My stomach feels sick. I feel like I want to That's because I ate the sandwich and I haven't eaten that in a long time, that particular sandwich. I had a salami sandwich and I felt gross. So we had to, and I wasn't supposed to eat that anyway, but I was hungry. See, that's what happens. I need to plan. We got to go to the grocery store. I need to buy me some yogurt because I love yogurt. We need another watermelon because we've eaten that one up. Like, we are killing the watermelon right now. I do have peaches, all that good stuff. But you got to take care of yourself, of course. You got to, that way you don't come down with minor infections. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. I'm trying every day, every day. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Yes. Uh-oh. Okay. Use your charm to get your own way. All right, fish. Strengthen your position among peers. Your lack of attention may have been a factor. Oh, a factor in what do I say? Your lack of attention may be a factor in what? My fellow fish, I don't know. But use your charm to get your own way. That's crazy, right? That's what we do anyway. Don't we, fish? We use our charm to get our own way. Strengthen your position among your peers. Now, that's a good one. That's what I'm working on right there. I'm working on strengthening my position among my peers. I'm also working on building great business relationships as well as amazing collaborations with collaborative partners. So that's really important to me. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again on Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Know the Astrologer Michael Thies. And remember, today is Spotlight Thursday. I got a guest coming up for you, but I'm going to go to my song, and then I'm going to come back, and my guest is going to join us, and we're going to be talking entrepreneurship, angel investing, and incubators. Yes, all the things I love. All the things I love. I'll be right back after the song so you can listen to what my guests have to say about all of those great, amazing things. So stay tuned. Uh-oh, wait a minute. That always happens. I have no idea why that happens. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm going to play the song anyway. Y'all might have to look at me through the whole thing.
Just give it up. I'm not your girl and I never will be. Don't call me up. Don't waste your time, 'cause I'll be your enemy. If you want love, look somewhere else. Here you'll find nothing. Just give it up. I'm not your girl, 'cause I only love me. Don't get me wrong.
I hope this is streaming live. I just got a message that it wasn't streaming, so I hope they can hear me now. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. All right, listen. I got it. Hold on a minute, y'all. Hold on. I can hear you from the website, but not from. Listen, I got to send you a new link, Georgette, because something happened to the video. So I'm going to send you a new link real quick. So give me a second so you can send it to our guests, because they probably trying to get in, wondering like what the heck is going to listen. This is what happens, y'all. This is what happens. Stuff always happen, and nothing I can do about it when it happens, but I have to. So y'all gonna listen to me walk through this. So I have a guest coming on. He's gonna be talking about entrepreneurship, and I'm excited about that. But I lost the video, and so I want to make sure that I have video as well. So I'm talking to Georgette. Y'all hear me talking this out loud. So one of the things about doing business and tech stuff, you just never know what's gonna happen. You just never know. So as I was playing the song, I thought you guys could see me. I'm saying because I couldn't. It was funny because I couldn't put my banner up because I stopped putting up the video because it didn't show good. Like when I go look at it on YouTube, the video that I used to play, it didn't show well. And so I stopped using that, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to use that because it doesn't look good. So I stopped using it. Then after I stopped using it, I started using the banner. So right now what you see is just the banner. But when I realized, I'm like, well, maybe the banner is just not working right. I never realized that I never realized that I couldn't even as the music was playing, I said to myself, well, the music is playing, so everything must be okay. Everything is not okay. So Georgette hit me. He's like, hey, can't hear you. Georgette, I'm sending you the link right now. Listen, y'all looking, this is real life, baby. This is what I do in real life. Here's the new link for the guest. Coming to you right now. Hope you can hear me now. Technology, can't live with it. Can't live without it. It's just one of them things. Ain't nothing I can do about it when it happens. It just happens. I just have to go with the flow. But anyway, the show must go on. So that's working. I'm going to go live right now. I know everybody on Facebook wondering like, what happened? What had happened was I lost. You are live. I'm live again. So hopefully they can hear me. Hopefully my guest can sign in. He's probably wondering what the heck. Well, he's not late. He's really on time. I'm early. He's supposed to come on at 10:30, and so I had technical difficulties. He probably was trying to come on too, but it's okay. It's all good. Listen, you got to improvise and keep it moving. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. Is what I do. I keep it moving. I got to. Sometimes I panic. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I panic when things go wrong. I can hear from the website, but not the Facebook. All right, I don't know. Okay, cool. Sometimes I panic when stuff go wrong. I panic and I lose it. But just then I was like, you know what? There's nothing I can do about that. I have to just come out and come back in and fix it, because that's what happened. So I see my guest just popped in. I'm so happy he got the new link. I'm happy about that. So y'all know, anytime I can talk about entrepreneurship and business and marketing, I do. So without further ado, let me bring in my guest today. Good morning, Mr. Brian Dorelus. How are you? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
I can't hear you, unfortunately.
You can't hear me. Okay, my speaker is on. Let me check my microphone. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure. Check everything. Microphone. Check. Uh-oh. Microphone ain't working. Hold up. Wait a minute. Check. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Mic not working. Coming back in. Technical issues. I tell you, boy. It happens sometimes, and I refuse to panic today. Let's go back. Right here. All right, starting 2, 3, 1. Tech. There we go. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me, Brian? Because my mic is working. My mic is hot. My camera's on. Georgette, can you hear me on Facebook? I mean, on the video. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Brian?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you scared me there for a minute. Oh, I said I didn't panic, but I was about to start panicking.
That's the good thing and bad thing about technology. When it works, it's beautiful. When it doesn't, oh God.
When it doesn't, it makes me crazy. That's what happens. But I had committed to being calm no matter what, and I did. So I'm glad to be. So Brian Dorelus, thank you so much for being my guest this morning.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Great. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do here in the great county of Gwinnett.
Sure. So once again, my name is Brian Dorelus. I work for Partnership Gwinnett, one of the newest members of, I call it the Avengers team. We wake up every day to recruit, retain, and expand businesses in our 5 target sectors. So I have the privilege to lead the efforts to recruit for our technology and life science efforts here in Gwinnett County. And I guess under that umbrella, I work with a lot of the entrepreneurs, startups, angel investors, incubators, all those guys who are trying to push the mission forward in the area of technology and innovation. I have the chance to just meet with them, talk with them, learn their pain points, and help them grow in our county.
Oh man, you sound like you haven't. Now see, if I had I remember when I had a job, like a real job. Not that entrepreneurship is not a real job, but when I was working for somebody, had I had a job like yours, I probably would still be working at that job today because that sounds very interesting. You work with entrepreneurs, angel investors, bio, life sciences, all these amazing and great people in industry. So, how did you get into this? What's your background?
Yeah, so I went to Georgia State, studied political science with a kind of a concentration in international affairs. So originally, I'm from Haiti. Uh, Both my parents are from Haiti. I was actually born in Chicago. My dad still hates the fact that I I don't speak Creole. Um, but I knew I wanted to work in government. I kind of wanted to actually work abroad. So I actually lived 3 years abroad. I was a Peace Corps volunteer. Um, and during that time, I was an economic advisor for a local mayor in the Republic of Moldova. So doing similar work, but it just wasn't the same being in Europe. I wanted to be home. I wanted to be in an economy in a community that I felt connected with, that I was raised in. So I came back. I did my came back and interested in technology. Just like how fast the things are moving. And so I worked at a small tech firm with their startups initiatives. But I started, ironically, like 2 days before COVID. Um,
Wow.
and so I started with like 100 startups and then went down to like 11 after like 5 months.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, this is starting to get back into economic development, and the rest is history. I was applying, and they found me outside somewhere, and I'm here.
Nice. Well, welcome to Gwinnett County. Happy to have you. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
So right now, Atlanta has the tech scene going on, and I would love to see one here in Gwinnett County. I'm actually the chairperson for Black United in Tech, which is based in Dallas, but I'm the chairperson for the Metro Atlanta area. And I would love to. We can do this off air, but I'm charged with bringing tech companies together, individuals interested in tech together, and I haven't had a chance to do that because of COVID and how it turned my life upside down. But I would love to get with you and maybe bring you in to talk to and bring some people around tech together, especially women in the space, because I know that there are a lot of opportunities for us, but a lot of times we don't know how to recognize them. And a lot of us, not me, because I love technology. That's why I was I was panicking though for a second, but a lot of women are afraid of technology. So I would love to see more women in tech in Gwinnett County. So I would love to get with you outside of this to see how we can work together. Um, because I am the chairperson for BUILT. It's called BUILT, Blacks United in Technology. So I would love to get together with you outside of this. But right now, I want you to tell us what I didn't know we had. How many innovation hubs do we have here in Gwinnett County? Because I only thing I know about is Curiosity Labs. Like you said, because I saw hubs. I'm like, hubs is more than one.
Yeah, yeah. The great thing about Gwinnett is sometimes actually the weakest thing is that we're so big. So
Yeah.
there's just so many different pockets to find. So of course there's Curiosity Lab and Peachtree Corners, and they're doing wonderful with their
Mm-hmm.
5G initiative, the autonomous vehicle track. If you've seen my driving on that track, I probably have done more damage. So I definitely would like to have an autonomous vehicle. But the way Gwinnett County and the in the innovation hubs are, it's actually like a diagonal line. So the next one is the water tower,
Really?
up in Buford. Yes, and it's just amazing what they're doing there. I had the privilege of working with the CEO, who's worked in the water industry for 25 plus years, and they're just focusing on innovation in the water industry and workforce in the water industry, and that kind of that often start divide and bringing them together. And so just learning and hearing from her experience, like I didn't know, there is like a huge need of water professionals, and just how much water impacts our daily lives. So she's built a campus dedicated and just innovating, um, how we use, how we consume, how we think about water, and also training the next generation of professionals. And so the water, if you ever some opportunity, I'd love to take you on a tour.
Oh, I would love
I'd
it.
love to take you on a tour and see it. It's amazing. It's a sight to see.
Yeah, I would love that. I was as you were talking, are they coming up with ways to use water with as energy? Because that would be interesting. I've seen some.
Yeah,
I've seen some water energy
yeah,
things.
yeah. We have some projects in the pipeline that I think once the community kind of sees and open up, man, it's spectacular. So they've actually sectioned off a plot of land just to demo new technologies they're working in house. So I got to see some of them, and I'm telling you, the things they could do, you would be surprised, with water and just hydroelectricity and combining it with solar energy, and how they filter it and distill the water. Oh God, I could talk about that forever. And then past that, the last real big innovation district or campus, Gwinnett County purchased 2,000 acres of land, just raw, untouched land up 316, and this is called Rowan. This will focus completely on the life science, agriculture, renewable, combining just like technology with Mother Earth. Um, and so that's kind of the Gwinnett's like big project. We have a couple of rivals in different states that have done similar things, and this is kind of our response to say, hey, Georgia wants to be in the forefront in innovation, and um, just what's going on with COVID and renewable energy and agriculture, we want to be the tip of the spear. So it's just great opportunities coming across with that.
I love it. I was they asked me to be on a I guess it would be like a focus group for Rowan with the CEO, and that was pretty interesting. I gave my 2 cents about, they're like, what can we do to make the campus better? So for me, it was like, what about I think I said something about, I definitely talked about entrepreneurship. I was like, look, this is going to be a huge project, and I'm an entrepreneur, and there are
Mm-hmm.
millions of us, who want in. How can we get in as small business owners? Because a lot of times the little men get left out, you know. And I need to know how do we. And I said to him, I need to know how do we help small businesses, like micro businesses, not even small businesses, because depending on what the size of the company, you're considered a small business up to like $5 million. But if you're a micro business owner, like most of us are solopreneurs, how can we take advantage of all of these great opportunities if we're not tech savvy, and we don't know how to code, and we don't know Python and all these different things. We don't know those things. How can we take part in these great projects? So I kind of voiced that out, and so the person that was in my room moderating my room, they was like, what you said, which I was like, oh, okay, I did say that. But I heard someone say, and I love what he said, they were talking about, they asked a question about housing, and he said, I would love to see 3D printing housing. And I was like, me too. So I had did a little bit of research when I first heard about 3D printing, probably about 4 years ago. I reached out to two companies, one in Russia and one in Texas. And I was like, look, how can we get this technology? And at that time, he told me $400,000 to get you a 3D printing machine for a house. And I was like, really? That's not even a lot of money when you think about what it could actually do. So I think it's great that we have all this great innovation here, but how is that gonna spill over to the micro business owners? Because I know one of the things you are in control of is economic development, entrepreneurship, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm an advocate for entrepreneurs. How can these entrepreneurs, whether they be a supplier of products, food, services, how can they get involved? Because a lot of times we get left out. We don't know who to talk to, and when we do talk to people, they kind of blow us off.
Yeah, definitely. And just from the beginning, I think, and this is something that we talk about internally. It's like, what's defined as a small business versus entrepreneurship versus I like that term micro entrepreneur because I think like federally they quantify a small business as making 5 million and 50 employees, and like that doesn't really kind of grasp the ecosystem and it doesn't really tell the full story of who's working, who's opening their business, um, and so that's kind of been the first challenge, right? It's like we really need to redefine what's a small business and who's an entrepreneur. Because to me, I feel like everybody who's working or have something on the side where they're building their brand is an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
So I guess that's the first thing, and then the second thing is making sure they're involved, like just like how you are, getting them connected to the right people, getting them connected with. There's a lot of different agencies in Gwinnett County. There's SCORE, there's ACE, uh, there's the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce, myself, and then now Gwinnett County is opening the Entrepreneur Center that's hopefully coming online January. And then there's a lot of these incubators and accelerators, but even just just doing the research and going to your local library. Some of the resources they have there, where they teach classes and they're bringing professionals from LinkedIn, like actually having real professionals who work on these platforms come in, and most of the time the services are either free or complimentary or for low charge. So it's just trying to get involved. But one thing that we need to do as an administration is, how do we connect the entrepreneurs, those small businesses with those, with the corporations and chambers and kind of bridge that. And there's been definitely good attempts with the state and with some of our regional partners. But I think the first thing is we got to hear the voice. We got to hear just like what we're doing right now. Is hearing, and B, is to innovate. Maybe it's because I'm a little biased because I love technology.
Hmm.
But one thing you have to do is you have to innovate your process, and I think that's one thing COVID has shown is like the innovators won. If you didn't innovate and change your whole mechanism, you died off. So just kind of innovate with the challenge. And to be honest, one thing small businesses a lot better than corporations is be innovate, is move faster than the current norms. And so I think as long as we try to keep moving faster than because the problem with companies and corporations, they're so big and there's processes and there's internal bureaucracy. When startups and small businesses, they could be flexible. So as long as we remain nimble and quick and innovate internally, then I think we could be successful.
I think for a lot of small business though, they get a little bit overwhelmed because I talk to a lot of them. I've been talking to them for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur for 24 years, and it's so funny because I have to tell people
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and a business owner. Like for me, like a business owner means you have a business that runs without you. Entrepreneur is what I am.
Yep.
If I'm not there, the business does not go on. I'm trying to get to the business level, so I'm still working on that. But I I've been an entrepreneur for quite a long time, and I used to be I was a consultant with Rutgers University Small Business Development Center. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, especially the small solopreneur, there is so much content and resources out there that they totally get overwhelmed. And then when they do find an incubator or an accelerator, it's specifically to technology. So if they're not in that space, even though everybody in business should be in technology, I don't think they realize that too. Because if you have a business doing, I don't care if you're selling toenails, you got to sell it somewhere. And if you're trying to,
Yep.
unless they're going to knock on your door and say, hey, I want to buy toenails, you need to be online, which means you have to have some kind of tech component to your business. So, but I think a lot of times they're so overwhelmed with with everything that goes into that whole thing, especially when they're trying to run the business themselves, they kind of get lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that there be? I know you said SCORE, and I've gone to SCORE myself. I've gone to the SBDC myself. I've gone to I've used a lot of the resources myself. Even though I was on the other side, I'm on the other side a lot of times as well because there are some times I just need to I need somebody to tell me or run things by me that I really just I can't figure out right now because I'm too close to my own thing. I still feel like there's a gap. I still feel like there's a gap, even with all the resources out there. I feel like there's still a gap when it comes to the solopreneur and trying to become partners or collaborative partners with big organizations. Like you said, incubators and accelerators. A lot of times, those are tech driven. A lot of times,
Yeah.
even when it comes to investors, like for me personally, I would love for someone to come and sponsor Good Morning Gwinnett so I could just keep doing it forever, right? But because
Mm-hmm.
if the angel does not see like how it makes a difference, they're not interested. If it's not high tech, they're not interested. However, this could be considered high tech because I'm everywhere. But how do you bridge the gap between the solopreneur, if you do, and the micropreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say an angel? Because I know there are some people with some wonderful ideas out there, and they just need that little bit of capital to help them take off. How do you do that? Do you do any matchmaking in that form?
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like what you said, and it's something that we work internally. So we partner with Atlanta Tech Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlanta Tech Angels, an angel investment network born out of Atlanta, has closed some big deals for a lot of some unicorn startups. And so prior to my role, prior to me I coming into this role, we created Gwinnett Tech Angels.
Mm.
Um, and then one of the things that I heard, it was the same thing. It was like, well, I'm not a tech company, so I won't receive funding from startups, from the angel investors because I'm not a tech company. And when I hear that, I mean, there's two things. One, you're completely right, but you're also almost wrong at the same time because I tell every business, you are a tech business. Every business is a tech business. Every business is a supply chain business as well. Every business is a logistics business. So it's like even if you don't really quantify yourself as a tech company, you are a tech company. But let's play fair. You're right. You don't in our traditional tech space. So one thing that we've done is actually drop the tech aim part and just call it Gwinnett Angels.
Oh.
To kind of broaden it so for everybody to feel inclusive in it. So and then another thing is it's networking. It's putting yourself on there, but it's also changing the way you feel like you should receive sponsorships and revenue and angel investments. I talk to a lot of these angel investors, and they're honestly really candid. It's like we sometimes receiving funding from an angel investor isn't the best thing
Mm-hmm.
for your business. You know, sometimes there are different mechanisms to receive funding that are actually better for micropreneurs than angel investment because you realize if they give you money, they're taking something back as well. They're taking that sovereignty that you have. So it's there. There's definitely you got to figure out what's in line for you. One thing that I recommend is kind of creating a sponsorship package. Have a sponsorship package where they're donating to your cause, and for the donation that they give you, you can break it down into different levels. And by each level, even if it's just a marketing piece, but it could be work. If you could kind of format your sponsorship to be almost a contract. Well, if you sponsor this, then we are willing to do X for you in the back end. So there's different ways of just kind of realizing and what entrepreneurs and micropreneurs really have to do is really need to try to modernize on how they receive funding from the space. I think we think of the typical routes of using grants and angel investments, but now we gotta have to go to the second where now matching. Hey, have you decided maybe you could try to get a contract from a company? Maybe it only be 6 months of work, but it's still getting your brand out, showing your capabilities, and connecting with other people. So there's different ways and different avenues that we're actually testing out now. So right now, I'm actually working on creating that matchmaking program
Mm-hmm.
where we connecting small businesses, entrepreneurs, um, still startups. Of course, there's always going we don't want to leave them out, but just connecting those with some of the larger companies and corporations to say, hey, you have a task, and everybody knows there's a hiring problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lack of the workforce. Instead of trying to hire 10 people to fill this contract, this task. Why don't you subcontract out to a small business? And so it's different platforms and different ways that we're trying to work to make sure that this is feasible.
That is a wonderful idea because I could tell you I was talking to someone what's it they Thursday I think it was Tuesday I was over to the county office and I was talking to somebody and they were saying yeah because a lot of like I think they were saying they couldn't find enough police officers like they keep having like these job fairs for corrections officers and police officers and I could tell you and I'm gonna date myself when I was young. Right, I went through the whole academy to become a corrections officer, and I was telling this story to the DA. I was like, I went through the whole academy because that was the thing to be. Either you were going to be a state trooper or you wanted to be a corrections officer. And but I was in Jersey at the time, and everybody wanted to be some kind of law enforcement, including me, until I had to do the walk through the prison. And somebody was like, "We're gonna get you when you come in here," and I was like, "What?" And I quit that day. I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm not going in there." My mom tried to convince me. She's like, "But you're gonna look so cute in your uniform." I was like, "I'm not going." And it was the funniest thing. But I think it was the DA who was telling me this. She was saying that they can't even get enough officers right now, and I think that's because when the pandemic hit and people were able to say, okay, I can get some unemployment and work on my own dream. That's where they went. So I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. Now I'm excited about that because there are a lot of small businesses who would love to have a contract with the company, even if it's for 3 to 6 months, and still know that I can do my own thing. And I think for business owners who are saying, outside of retail, which they just may need to go full online. But outside of retail with brick and mortars, I think that's a great way to create a good match. So I think kudos to you for that. That's amazing. So how has the how? Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, please go ahead.
How has the response
No,
been?
I was just saying.
I was gonna say, how has the response been from businesses saying, "Hey, we like that model"? Have you gotten any good response from that? I know that on the flip side, the small businesses are gonna love it, but how have the big companies, how have they been receptive to that?
They're super receptive, but they definitely have some legitimate fears and concerns. One of their biggest concerns is scalability.
Mm.
And they say this all the time. It's not that the small business don't have a product or a service we don't want. It's that we need you to do it for 100 units
Mm-hmm.
or 100 different sites. Um, and so that's really kind of be the divide. So there's major companies and corporations, and we could use the service. We could use the simple example that I use of like lawn care. They'd be like, "Oh, it's not a bad service. We would love to hire a small business to kind of subcontract our lawn service." But then they would ask the small business, "Can you do 60 sites in 3 days?" And then now it's a problem with scalability. Now the small business has to figure out how to scale themselves without overextending themselves to that. So there, there's 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 definitely work that needs to be done to just connect the bridge between the small business and companies. I think excited. I think the one thing that companies have learned is that traditional means of getting it done won't get it done anymore.
Mm.
The traditional of working in the office, uh, the 9 to 5, you can be profitable and use different innovative methods to run your business. And even with the workforce, we see it as a shortage of employees. What that means you have to change internally to maybe start promoting the people that was below to a higher position. Or now I've seen as a new trend that when you sign on, it's employee benefits or referral bonuses. So just innovating internally is something that for all the evils that COVID has brought, it definitely has woken us up until like what we got to do to change if we're going to survive. And I think they've heard the alarm. It's going to take some time to change. I don't want to tell anyone it's not, but they've definitely heard the alarm that it's time to change how we do business, how we move forward. So
So nice, so
these are
nice. So now I know that you mentioned grants earlier, and I think a lot of small businesses, the first thing they want to know is how can I get a grant? I, from my research over the years, unless you were like a nonprofit or partnering with a nonprofit, there are no grants. Are there any grants for small businesses who are not nonprofits?
yes,
There
there are.
are. Okay.
If, yeah, there are. But I also, like I said, I had to see both sides of the coin. Uh, I think that's a recent phenomenon. So
Mm.
a lot of the corporations are now trying to be socially responsible. And a good example is Comcast. Earlier last year, Comcast released a grant for 5 cities targeting minority-owned business. Um, and just to show that they understand the concerns of of small businesses, of the communities, and they want to do better internally. So there is examples of actually businesses trying to be socially responsible citizens and corporations to actually start administering these grants. Um, so there are, and but it's a recent trend. I would definitely say maybe within the past 5, 7 years, just with a new kind of movement and ways in the social part of society for that.
I think that's amazing too because they have the revenues to put out put out grants. You know, when you look at what you pay Direct TV, they should put out a lot of grants because I think I paid them enough to put out quite a few grants um, because it's so expensive. Um, they should give me a rebate actually. So you know they're expensive. So anyway, um, so now we got you do a lot of things here in Gwinnett County, which I'm excited about. I can't wait to sit down and just spend some time with you and talk about some things that I think that we could work together on moving forward when it comes to helping entrepreneurs because that's they're near and dear to my heart. And helping them grow and scale and all these great things. But what is some of the advice you would give an entrepreneur just coming into Gwinnett County, launching a business and trying to, just get out there and get their names out there? What's some advice you would give them?
The first advice, I know it seems almost a little too simplistic, but it's definitely network. I mean, my 9 to 5 of being in the office almost is shorter than my 5 to my 5 to 9, honestly, because I network. I try to hit the streets hard and make sure people know my name. And I would say the same thing for entrepreneurs. Uh, a lead is good. I mean, a lead is good, and that's great. But your reputation and your network is just 20 times better. You know, so, when someone says, "Hey, have you done work with this agency, and how was the experience?" Even if it's not for you, um, you just want to make sure there's always a clean bill attached to your name. So I would say networking, and I know they probably heard this a billion times before. Um, Networking is the first and foremost. Second thing is I would look at tax credits. There's a lot of tax credits that my office helps with, um, especially in the R&D side. But there's definitely different tax credits that we help with that can really just help the business grow. You know, um, and so getting involved with kind of the Chamber of Commerce here at Gwinnett County, with some business associations, with the nonprofit groups, and kind of help that process. So when I talk about tax credits, typically just two processes. There's going through the public entity, going through the state, where of course it's going to be free, but you're working with unfortunately the administration says it's going to be slower. And then there's the flip side where you could go to the private sector where you'll get your money yesterday, but it won't be the same amount that you put in for it. They will take a percentage. Um, so just knowing what's out there, knowing what's best for you, and then the second thing I would say, uh, besides just kind of networking, is doing the follow up. I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you're doing a networking, you're meeting somebody, you have a great conversation, and then it kind of dies there. I would always say follow up and give people leads. There's been times where I've given someone a lead because I just couldn't make it work. I didn't have the capacity, and it brings it back around. And so one thing the state of Georgia has done really well, it's just been the number one place to do business for the past 8 years. And a lot of that is because we give leads. My focus is on Gwinnett County, but if a partner from Metro Atlanta or DeKalb needs something, we're all in this together to try to help each other out. Um, and then find the resources that are best for you. Uh, like I said, find the resources that are best for you. Find a guide and find some partners. Um, the great thing about that co-working idea that, I think COVID kind of scared is that you're not working on your business by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You should never be working on your business by yourself. You should have someone helping you, even if they're not under the entity of what you are. They should still be a. If you want someone to subcontract to you, a small corporation subcontract you, you should also try to subcontract. And it doesn't have to be paid subcontract, but you should never try to do anything by yourself. You know, I think the more businesses try to kind of gather together and conglomerate, the better the work and how further they go. They say if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go further, you go for partner. So I definitely like even when I network, I never really network by myself. I'm pretty awkward, but if I go with a colleague or a friend or or my supervisor, I move better in a team. So network, make sure you network with a team and never do anything by yourself.
Yeah.
We're here to help. I'm here to help. I know you're here to help. If anyone's listening, you have a team behind you, always family, friends, and yeah, I think those are the first two things that people often miss, or they hear so much where they don't put stock into.
It's so funny. I'm going to go back a little bit because you said something. I won't hold you much longer, but I know we got started a little bit late. I just got to ask this question. So there is I have a fellow podcaster. He does the Gwinnett podcast. I don't know if you know him. Gwinnett podcast by Gwinnett Magazine. His name is Nate McGill. And so he and I are fellow podcast partners. And he sent me a link yesterday to a podcast that he was on. It's called Entertain This. But in that episode, which I thought was a great episode because it was a lot of stuff that I did not know about him until I listened to that episode. I'm like, wow. One of the things he said in that episode that struck me, he said that he was a filmmaker doing a whole lot here in Georgia and California. And he said he had a tax credit and that you could sell your tax credit to a company like Coca-Cola and get the money for that. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. So I know that's something we want to dig deeper. I'm not going to dig deeper right now because we're going to run out of time and I have to go. But I have to dig deeper. And you said, I'm like, wait a minute. I just heard something about that yesterday. And you said it too. You said there are tax credits out there. And I see those are the type of resources. Like I heard Nate said it, but I thought he was just talking about for the film industry. It sounds like what you're saying is there could be tax credit even if you're not in that industry. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's definitely a good tax credit for the film industry. It's one thing that blew up the Atlanta market to make it what it is. But there's also different ones here locally, well, I guess not locally, but statewide that could really help small businesses. Wow. It kind of goes into that hiring, just working together. And so there's different ones for different things that kind of promote that. And then we could definitely get into it a little more. But if anyone else is just curious, go to the state of Georgia's website, Georgia Department of Economic Development. They have all their credits in this pamphlet that lists it out. So the resources are there for that to work.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. I wish I could keep talking, but I got a meeting, and I don't want to be late. But I want to listen. How can people reach out to you if they want to contact you about more about this? I know I will definitely be. I'm probably gonna reach out as soon as we get off the interview. But how can they reach out to you if they want to come and talk to you and have you kind of point them in the right direction?
Yeah, definitely. You can reach me by my email, my cell phone, my number. Email is Dorelus, that's DORELUS @partnershipgwinnett.com. And if you didn't get it, go to our website, partnershipgwinnett.com. You'll find me under the team on the technology and life science. And we are here 24/7 to support any and all of your needs. You might see me around and eating at a local Gwinnett restaurant. So if you see me, stop me, say hello. I'd love to chat and I'd love to assist.
Listen, you got a lot of introverts out there. I think one of the biggest problem about networking is introverts. People don't think that I'm an introvert because I talk so much. I truly am. Like when it comes to networking, I hate to walk into a cold room and it's like making a cold phone call to me. So I'm like you, like I don't want to go. Like I have to go to an event tomorrow with people that I'm in this community with, and there's a bunch of people that were in the call this morning. They're like, anybody's on big. I want them, and I'm like, listen, I'm there. Look for the lady with the ponytail. I'll be there. But thank you so much for being my guest. Trust me, I will be in contact in a few minutes after we end this interview, because I really do want to sit down with you and just I got some great ideas. They've been kind of sitting for like probably 2 years, and with Built, I think that's a great opportunity too. And so I think it's going to be because they're growing really big. And so the guy who started the company, his name is Peter Beasley out in Dallas. They have a huge tech community out there in Dallas. Over 7,000 members in the group right now. And so I've been charged with the Metro Atlanta area. So I have to get on my job, one of my 17 jobs that I do. But thank you again so much, Brian. I'll be in contact in about 15 minutes. So look for my email.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I enjoyed doing it. I'm going to bring Brian back because I already know that we're going to have we got a lot to talk about, especially as it pertains to entrepreneurship. Y'all know entrepreneurs are near and dear to my heart, and Brian has been so graceful to share information with us. I can tell y'all right now, I listened to the episode with Nate McGill yesterday. When he said that thing about the tax credit, I was like, really? Did not have a clue. And so I know that Brian's going to have more information for us. So I hope he has a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go to my last song, and then I'm going to come back and give you my word of inspiration for the day. And then I'm going to say la vie. Y'all know today is my Friday. Yep, I know it's not your Friday, but it's my Friday. And so I will be back after this song to give you my word of inspiration for the day. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your spell and now went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free, set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Made a promise to myself, this time I will keep it. Where there's a will, yeah, there's a way. With every smile, with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day. Oh, oh, oh. A brighter day, a brighter day. Oh, a brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know I should. You cast your spell and now went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free, set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, oh, right, yeah, yeah. Oh, made a promise to myself, this time I will keep it. Where there's a will, yeah,
was Spotlight Thursday. I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. I want to thank my guest again, Brian Dorelus, for being my guest today. He gave us some great information. Just know that Brian and I are going to come back again, but it's going to be bigger and better and longer the next time. So just know that it's going to be a great event. It's already in my head. Yeah, I was sitting here as he was talking. Listen, I'm a diehard entrepreneur to the day they put me in the box, right along with being a podcaster. And so I will use this platform to enlighten, inspire, educate, and entertain you as much as I can before they put me in the box, okay? So my goal is always to bring you amazing guests, and Georgia did a thing on that. She knows me well enough to know the people that I'm truly going to enjoy talking to, and I'm smiling right now because she knows that. So when she sent me his information, she said, I got booked your guest for Thursday. You're going to love him, right? She knows that about me because she knows the people that excites me. And anytime it's a person in, I don't know, quite a different kind of people excite me. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, if it's got economic development in the title, she knows I'm excited. Economic development or entrepreneur in the title, she knows I'm excited. So when I read the bio, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. But I want to thank Brian again for being my guest today. I want to thank you for staying around with me. So before I go, because today is my Friday, I know it's Thursday, but it's my Friday. Before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration. Here goes. Pretty simple. I heard it this morning in my mastermind group. It says, don't sleep on your dreams. That was like, bam, drop the mic drop. Someone said that in my, I do a mastermind five days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock, 7:45 if I get up in time. But it starts at 7:45. We got a book club. We're reading Who Not How. That's the book we're just finishing up. We're going to be reading Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell next starting Monday, which is a holiday, but it's not a holiday for entrepreneurs. We don't sleep really. And so in the mastermind this morning, someone said, don't sleep on your dreams. I was like, that's my closing statement for the day. So listen, if you have a dream, I have a dream, you have a dream, we all have some kind of dream. If you have a dream, don't sleep on your dreams. I heard it once said that the greatest ideas are all in the graveyard. Let me say that again. Some of the greatest ideas are in the graveyard. You know why? Because people died with their greatness in them. They died with their great ideas in them. They slept on their dreams until they died with the dreams in them. Don't do that. God gave you a dream. If you believe in God in the Bible, and you know the story of the men with the talents, yeah, he gave us all some gifts, talents. He did. Can't sleep on them. Can't sit on them. Can't lay on them. Don't sleep on them. Take the chance. Start small. You don't have to start big. Start tiny. Do one thing a day. Just one. If you have to write the title down for the dream, write it down. That's the one thing for the day. Tomorrow you may write down the mission statement for the dream. That's the one thing for the day. The next thing may be the vision. Like, what does it look like for you? That's the next thing. Just one thing a day. I'm talking about one simple thing, one small step. But here's the thing. As you move towards your dream will move towards you. As you move towards your dream will move towards you. It will. Listen, I do so much on my dream every day, y'all. I multitask. I do all kinds of things. I get up in the middle of the night and write notes. I got notebooks. My bedroom should be nice and sexy. It's not. It's like a library. It's a mess right now because I still got boxes in there. But when it's not a mess, I got iPads, cell phones. I got books, notebooks, magazines. That's what's in my bedroom. Because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and get my phone and go to Amazon, go to Fiverr. This is what happens. I'm not lying to you. I wake up and I have an idea. I might wake up and like, wait a minute, let me think about that. I'll take a note. I have notes. I think I got 400 notes in my phone because I take notes about everything. Like when it comes to me, I can tell you right now how many notes I got in my phone. 480 notes in my phone. Just my phone. This is my phone. I got 480 notes on my phone because I'll wake up and I'll think about something and I'll take a note so I don't forget it because I can't sleep on my dream. I can't sleep on my dream because you know why? There are people out there waiting for me to show up. There are people out there waiting for you to show up. They're waiting on you. God gave you the dream. God gave you the vision. They're waiting for you to show up. They really are. And you're sitting on it. Shame on you because you're holding somebody back. I know you don't want to hear that. I'm talking to somebody today. I feel like a pastor right now. I'm talking to somebody today. You holding somebody back because you sitting on your dream. Hey, can I get an amen? Yes. Somebody's waiting on you to show up. What are you sleeping on? Are you sleeping on your dream? Listen, that's all I got for today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 16 minutes with me. I love and appreciate you to life for that. If you missed any episode of this show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to the past episodes there. Also, follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. If you listen to this show on Apple Podcasts, be sure to find your favorite 2 episodes and give it 5 stars. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you and love you to life for that. I want to thank all my supporters who support this show by buying the books from the Good Morning Gwinnett website, buying the t-shirts, the socks, and everything you do from the website. I appreciate you and love you for that. Without you, this show would not be possible, and I appreciate you. Don't think that I don't, because I do. I really, really do, because this is what I love doing, y'all. I love talking to great people. I love talking about great things. I love being an inspiration and a motivator and all those good things that I try to be and try not to be to you guys that sit and listen to me every day. I know you listen, because when I get my stats, I'm like, oh my God, my numbers went up. The little arrow says green. I'm like, yes. Some days I have bad shows and the numbers go down. However, that's a part of life. Like ebbs and flows is part of life. And I'm okay with that. But anyway, listen, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'll be back. It's Labor Day, but I'll still be here on Monday. I know some of you are probably cooking out ribs and chicken and shish kebabs and all that good stuff. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back anyway again on Monday, even though it's a holiday. I'll still be here with you early Monday morning to bring you more of the Good Morning Gwinnett show. Remember, stay safe out there. The coronavirus has not gone anywhere. It's still out there, and she has brought her cousins over, Delta and Lambda, and they are wreaking havoc right now on the lives of people around the world. So stay safe out there, and don't ever forget to tell your family that you love them, because there will come a day that they can't hear you. All right, so take care. I'll be back again on Monday. Love you guys. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.